So Uncertainties is the second part of an imaginary trilogy. The first part was Fire Exit, which was written in 3-line stanzas. Uncertainty is written in couplets. That is, it looks from across the room like a qasida in the Persian Arabic tradition, or better, the qasida as Lorca rephrased it for us. So each line is itself, and each line is part of the couplet, and each couplet is itself and is part of the poem, so on. That sense of nesting. Have to talk for hours to find out what I said, let alone what I thought I was thinking. Meaning is the man around the corner, the girl hiding in the closet under mother's furs. Meaning is the backside of the moon and everything. Meaning is the hat blew off. Meaning is the hat blew off your head. Where is it now? Meaning is a white ball rolling on grass, no answer. Meaning is a mosquito bite, a lodging for the night. I don't want to know what meaning is. I just want to know the road to heaven. Knowing the way is heaven itself. Limestone dust on river, mallow flowers. Sometimes we stumble and the wind talks. Lozenges half sucked drop from laughing mouths. Things to worry about rub against my arm, for I am Solomon with 1,000 wives. This is, by the way, not a linear poem. I mean, it doesn't hit 125 sections, but they are not narrative. Even in short stories, I hardly do narrative. I never want to know what happens. I'm really interested in what's happening. You know, so somewhat like Homer in that way. You know, it doesn't come from anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere, but it just hurts while it's there. The world is a lot of money for a family quarrel. We're the garage where someone else's auto's stored. We are mice in the shadows of the machine. We have all our sciences to ease anxieties, our poesies to speed us to sleep. Sometimes big doors open by themselves, it seems. Light floods in the dirty little windows only hinted at. We stand astonished as the thing rolls in. All history is scarred of such arrivals, prizes for meekness and desuetude. The earth shall inherit the earth. So Isis woke and looked about her. She still is looking, we call it our thinking. It is she who haunts our neurology, hunting for the absent gesture, father power lost somewhere in our mess of meat. She plucks the strings of me, you too, muchacha, till the girl in us stands like the man she lost. Then Osiris wakes, oh, sir, is us. We are children, we pretend we don't understand. You don't need any other book but this. It's all in here, only the stories are left out. Can I be heard back there, wherever back there is? Yes, no?
Yeah, very good, Steve.
I was very evil the other night at a reading and read in the wrong place, as if I were transmitting my collarbone to the world. You have a nice collarbone. That's one of the things that most people have good. Have you ever seen anybody with an ugly collarbone? I have not. They're marvelous. They're the first bones that develop embryologically, I think.
First bone, best bone.
First bone, best bone. Fortunately, we all have them, or we wouldn't be here yet. You who rested lovelorn hips on granite, waiting for the sheep to come back to life. But winter is forever. Summer's just some colors, soon gone. Add it all up and subtract me. Kids on the fire escape, wait for the air. Under the streets, the sewer's urgent dictionary. It reasons us right out the door. Bougainville sails home perplexed. I learned all this in the islands, so simple. Women came first, men are their creatures. The latter never figure out the former puzzle all life long at what she's made and why. Go stand in the sunshine, go wake your shadow. It knows the whole story, but it's raining. So many curious customs of humankind, sad little girls playing house with the world. So I turn to more recent work. Sounded like a priest saying, I turn now to the Gospels. I turn to this other book, which is a series of poems called 14 Flights of Steps. Each of the 14 is a set of steps. Think of it that way. And by steps, I mean essentially a system of discontinuities. They're all going up or they're all going down, and they're all going in one direction, more or less, although they can curve and bend. But you can't go forward without going up or down. So steps in that sense seems to me a formally interesting thing. This is step 3 called West. That was published in a LA paper called Night Paper. And this to say to you, a lamb bleating for its mother, holds this gold world. The natural is the supernatural. This gold world, leaf and bracken, the backyard is of a high strange house, palace of the way it has to be. Think on it. Every pain and small delight a guerdon is, or recompense. Amor fati, then. Everything we do happens to us. Not a circle, Liebschaft writes, but a spiral of reciprocals, twists till it comes to the point of all this. Hurt nobody, help everybody, watch the watcher watch. Graven image, that means coin, means property, increase and divide. The locusts were crying when I crossed. Knee-deep I seemed to stand among them before the river, Idaho. Then a river, then a woman reading on the porch, one of the billion faces of God. But God is not natural. Though lovable, this import from Palestine or Egypt, who knows the whole sentence of which God is the verb? Never been comfortable in my own name, and my shoes are tight. And so we come back to California, where most of me began, and the Santa Ana blew down lake and scoured me clean of East New York, and I bought big sneakers in the original Vans, and lapped up Manulu nights at Barragan's, and fell in love with one more librarian. But what broke my heart were the poor old shuffling waiters at Quebecians who would lift the first forkful to the diner's lips. Because it's mostly about eating, isn't it, and being fed. That's what the lamb wants, or thinks it does, thinks it is food, was the first accident, replacement of the genuine, sustaining flow. It was supposed to be love that does all the answering. Don't give me food, the lamb says, give me what I need. And I misheard your name, and the red leaves still blaze on the burning bush. Tell me again where we first met. But there is no we, I said. There is only geography, naked skin, sleek leather couch. The shadow of the house I'm sitting in stretches out on somebody else's lawn. I have no shadow of my own, or am included in the shadow of where not what I am. It chastens me to see the somber grass limned by the bright green, and I recognize all I am is in that shadow, indistinct, a company man of everything, that is, indistinct, my voice a rumble in the tumbling stream across the road. as if the ancients had written, hide a shadow in a shadow, live forever. I want to read one more poem and then turn it over to the microphone over to George, I think comes next. Yeah? Or Sam will interface. We'll have a Sam sandwich. So I have a custom or a superstition that I have to read at every reading, however short, I have to read the latest poem I've finished. So with your permission, I have to read this one. It's called A Slim Sonnet, and it's about that wonderful jazz figure of the 30s and 40s called Slim. How does he say it? It's Gaylord. He says it looks like Gaillard, but it's Slim Gaylord. You probably know him better than I. You just showed me on YouTube something I never knew. I grew up with Slim Gaylord. I never knew. The beat was criminal, the quack of the guitar inveigling. The words taught me to make my own. I had first to learn all the others. The so-called real words, the ones that adults knew, but not you. The you I meant would only make sense of the loony words I would make. Moon talk and jive from Jupiter, the planet of fat men in love. Thanks.